Many people right now question their bank. They question their financial institution, and they question the financial stability of the United States. Well, over the past few days, I've talked about banks refusing to allow you to withdraw money from your own account. Just today, I talked about how banks are simply going to close down your accounts, shut down your ability to even get a loan and take things from like credit cards. Well, here's what we're going to discuss today. Banks, according to multiple statements from bank managers and from a few executives, we are now hearing that banks could stop lending money to certain individuals, and we could see credit cards completely get shut down, which means now your only option is to pay with cash. But I want to break down what's going on. Also want to give you a kind of inside look at what banks are considering at this time and why you should be concerned moving forward. Some say this is going to get worse towards the middle of 2024. We're not there yet, but all the signs are on the wall that things could go from bad to worse in a hurry. So I'm going to break all this down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. Takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So it is true. Banks are highly considering stopping the lending process to certain individuals. This is very scary. This means that certain individuals will have to pay with cash. This means you want to buy a car, you got to pay with cash. You want to go and get a credit card, sorry, you've been denied, but you have to pay with cash. You want to go get a new home? Well, they're going to deny many people. Here's why. Let me read this statement. Okay, this is an email that I received. Now I'm going to pull out some pertinent information. I'm not going to say the bank for obvious reasons, but here's what this person's saying. It says 2024 has been a rough year, but I anticipate things will get worse. We have already seen interest rates hurt lending, but that is from the consumer perspective. Now several regional banks are on the verge of ending lending altogether. Here at my bank, we are highly considering no lending to people without a 760 credit score, 2 years of same job history, and a home with equity. I know that sounds absurd, but this is how bad things have gotten. Our credit card net charge-offs are now topping 10%, which we have not seen since the financial crisis. That is a scary situation. So this, I'm pretty sure this is a regional bank, being that this person references regional banks, okay? But this is scary, and I want to show you why. Look at this. This is Capital One. This is their net charge-off rate. Now, just to give you an idea, what is the net charge-off rate and why does that matter? The net charge-off rate is the amount of the percentage that banks feel they will never be able to collect. The money that they've lent out, but they will not be able to collect. Okay? And the person that I just read, they're saying that their bank, which I believe is a regional bank, theirs is topping 10%. But again, look at Capital One. This right here, this line, this 5.3, you can't really see it, but this is Q4 of 2023. It's at 5.3%. Okay? Look over here, it says period end loan balance. This is billions. It's about 130 billion right there. Okay, decent amount of money. I want to show you this one as well. This is Citigroup. Okay, this right here, obviously Q1 of 2024. But here's the crazy part. It says net credit losses, branded cards, percentage average loans. Net credit losses, retail services, percentage average loans. Look at that. Was that 6.3%? This one is 3.6%. Okay. This is the problem. And this is what we continue to see. Just to give you an idea, I couldn't find a map of it, but Discover, I believe in their last report, they said that they have a credit card net charge-off rate of 5.7%. That's for the end of the first quarter of 2024. So we are seeing that these numbers continue to increase, okay? And that's what's pretty scary. Just look at this, okay? These numbers, if we go back here, let's say to 2021, we had a lot of stimulus at this point. Look how it's just trending up, okay? The concern though, and if we go back to 2019, it was 4.9, 4.8, 4.1, 4.3, 4.7, then that's all the stimulus rolled in and then we went down, okay? The concern though is this line right here is going to continue to go up. Now, why does all this matter? Well, it matters for two reasons. Number one, we are now being told that certain banks are going to stop lending or lend to certain people. I want to read you one more, okay? Actually, let me read you two more emails. Let me pull this one up really quick. So one person says, there it is. Okay, this is what one of the people sent me just today. It says, this is what I was told just last week by my financial representative. You must keep $10,000 in your checking and savings accounts, or we will be forced to lower your credit limit from $15,000 to $7,500. She asked, has anybody ever heard of this happening? Here's the crazy part. Banks are so worried about the cash on hand and their liquidity that they are now telling customers that you have to have X amount of dollars in your bank account or we are going to lower your credit limit. I've actually heard from people that said that they were told they have to have X amount of dollars in their account, and it doesn't matter if it's checking or savings, just in the account as a whole, or their account would be closed. Yeah, that's what we are hearing. I want to read you one other one. Listen to this. This person says, if you are thinking about getting a new car or anything that will require a loan, get it now. My brother-in-law says that if interest rates do not go down this year, then his bank won't be able to issue new loans. So here's what I think is fairly interesting. And the reason I think this is fairly interesting is because this is all coming and coinciding with what the reports and the worries, the warnings that we received back in 2023. Look at this one. It says Discover expects charge-offs to peak in mid-2024. That means, again, we're in April. We still have a couple months. They say between 2 to 3 months. We're going to see charge-offs peak. And these could peak, and if these double, that's the concern, is banks will not be able to lend to certain individuals. And I'll just tell you this right now. Banks are never going to stop lending. They can't stop lending. That is how they make their money. The concern, though, is they cannot lend to risky individuals or businesses. They are not going to lend to people with a low credit score. They will not lend to people that do not have a stable job history. They're not going to lend to people that have no assets whatsoever, but all this debt. They're just not going to do it. And that's exactly what this person was saying is you have to have, I can't find it now, it's like a 700 some credit score. You had to have, I believe, 2 years at the same job. And then you had to own your home, and the home had to have equity. Just think if those were the requirements, how many people could get it? Comment down below and let me know. Would you be able to go and get a loan if you had to have 2 years at the same job? You had to have a 700 plus credit score. I think it's 750 or 760. And then you also had to have your own home with equity. Could you go and get qualified for a loan if those were the requirements? The majority of Americans are going to say no, because our credit scores have been going down lately. We are seeing more and more Americans switch jobs in order to fight for higher pay. So if you had to have the same job for the past 2 years, most are going to say, sorry, I haven't had my job for that long. And then owning a home with equity. Many people don't own their own home. They rent. And so that becomes a major problem. But this is why I wanted to bring this to your attention, because now banks are saying they may end lending altogether. And they may stop credit cards, because credit cards are getting them in trouble. So we're going to see what happens, but I just wanted to share this story with you because I know a lot of people are very concerned. They're hoping that interest rates start to go down, because if they don't, they may never be able to own a home. They may not be able to refinance or buy a car. And the other one, they will never get out of credit card debt. So we'll see what happens moving forward. All I can tell you right now is I will be here every step of the way. I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates, but that's what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.